The newest wave of secret lairs have hit the streets, making their way into Magic players' hands. However, there's a big problem as a number of Magic players are quite unhappy with the bonus cards that have been chosen for this wave of secret lairs.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings! Owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day is treating you well. Now, I haven't said this in a few days, but I am going to mention it. If you do like my new intro with the My Bones Hurt in it, I have My Bones Hurt merch. And for the next 4 days, Teespring's just decided to give me a code called May10, MAY10, all one word, gives you 10% off any of my merch, and I still get the full proceeds that I would normally get. So if you want to help the channel, want to grab some merch, now's a great time to do it. Now, let us turn to what we are here to discuss today. The secret lairs and players' disappointment, specifically with the bonus cards. So, to make sure we're all on the same page, let's get into the concept of the bonus cards with the secret lairs. So, what Wizards of the Coast traditionally does with secret lairs is they will advertise them and they will show us a particular set of cards. Here you go, here's what you get. And then originally, unbeknownst to us, with the first wave of secret lairs, nobody really knew this was going to happen. We got these stained glass secret lair like includes, specifically planeswalkers. Like, look at this on the screen right now. This is Nicol Bolas Dragon God, who is like, if not my favorite, like he's vying for top spot of how awesome like all these different secret lair foil planeswalkers are. This one right here to me is one of the very top ones. The stained glass choice of artwork style is absolutely amazing, and these are a really nice include. You know what I mean? You open up the secret lair, you're like, oh, I thought I was getting these cards, and it's like, surprise, here is a foil crazy stained glass planeswalker. Now, some of the secret lairs had particular planeswalkers tied to them, and other secret lairs seem to be randomized to a degree. It's not 100% sure. It's not 100% clear, I should say, how Wizards determines exactly what goes with what secret lairs, because for certain ones, it's a really obvious choice where you're like, oh, you know what? We've got this style secret lair. This planeswalker feels like a great fit for it. And then with other secret lairs, it's just like, just throw a random one in there. It'll make people happy. And since War of the Spark had so many different planeswalkers, there was a whole range of these foil planeswalkers to take a look at. So the majority of these bonus cards are disconnected to the secret lair. We're definitely familiar with that. Sometimes, however, for a few of the secret lairs, they do ones that are actually specifically keyed to the secret lair, and things like this, right? You have Lucille, where this was created to go with the Walking Dead secret lair. So you order the secret lair, and boom, you get Lucille as a bonus. Now, I do have to admit, when they use bonus cards that are particularly keyed to the actual set itself, like, it feels like they just created the Walking Dead cards, grabbed one of them, put it off to the side, and said, here's your bonus card. It feels like when they create a video game and carve off a part of the game they've already created and go, it's DLC, and it's like, that's actually just part of the main package. It's like you have a loaf of bread, and they open the loaf of bread, take out 2 slices that are in the loaf of bread, put it on top, and go, there's your bonus bread, and it's like, come on, guys. So for me, it's a smarter move for them to create secret lair bonus cards that aren't looking like they were part of the original set and shunted off to the side. So the foil planeswalkers are a really good choice. And actually, since we're talking about it, we'll also take a look at this one. This Blast Zone is a bonus card, but this isn't a card that's causing people problems. In fact, this one is specific for Ultimate Edition secret lair, so this isn't one that you're going to see with the secret lairs that are getting mailed out. This is the one where you'd need to buy that Pathway Ultimate Edition secret lair, and it comes with the Blast Zone, and you can see that this too is done in stained glass style. And remember what I said about them somehow trying to make it at least somewhat fit with the cards that go along with the set? Well, the Pathway set is all lands, so it makes sense that this Blast Zone would be a land as well, right? Like, that all ties together. So overall, that's a pretty good include. That one's not a problem, but since we're talking about all this, I wanted to toss it in. Now, we're going to take a look at what has actually been upsetting people, and that is these guys right here. Say hello to Mr. Swamp. say hello to Mr. Island, and say hello to Mr. Forest. All right, so what's going on? Yes, you are looking at this correctly. You're getting a foil basic land in your secret lair. That's it. That's the bonus card. Now, the fairy secret drop, that one still is doing the stained glass planeswalker. So that one is excluded from this. But the Titan secret layers and things like that are including these 3 different style of basic lands, and I expect there will be more because there is a common theme running between these lands, and it's a very interesting and odd choice that Wizards of the Coast has made here that's going to excite certain people, but ultimately upset a bunch of people as well, which makes it not an ideal choice. So you may or may not have sorted out what these are already. It becomes a little more difficult because these lands don't have the expansion symbol of the set they come from. So these aren't brand new basic lands that are being printed for the secret layers. These are reprint basic lands. And some of you may be going, why would they reprint foil basic lands for secret layer? That's insane. Well, these lands right here are specifically jumpstart lands, okay? So if you take a look at the artwork you can see on the screen, you'll notice that this forest actually has the silhouettes or kind of foggy outlines of tree folk. Right there in the middle, you can see there are multiple tree folk. On the island, you can see that you've got these books with water pouring all over it. It's an island made out of books. Welcome to Lore Island. Did you bring any books? All of ours are soggy and unreadable. We didn't think any of this out. All right, so this is Lore Island. And then you have this one, which I can't remember. I don't know if this was the swamp for the witch deck or whatever, but this one's really cool because it looks like an extended rotting hand with this claw that's going forwards, but it also somewhat mimics the planeswalker symbol, right? So these are definitely cool, flavorful lands that were originally printed in Jumpstart. And this is where things get weird because I can somewhat understand Wizards of the Coast logic in including these, but I don't think they really thought everything through, right? So you have a scenario where Jumpstart was originally supposed to be this easily accessible, available to everybody, beginner level product. It was supposed to be like baby's first sealed or draft event where you don't actually have to worry about picking the card yourself. You just got to play with what you get. You get 2 different themes, put them together, and that's your deck. All the lands are in it, ready to go, and all of that sort of thing, which was actually a really cool concept. So whatever the theme is, there'll be 1 basic land in each pack tied to that theme. So you can easily tell by looking at the forest that's on this screen that you would be like, okay, this would be in a Tree Folk theme pack. And I really like the idea of themed basic lands. Now, Wizards of the Coast made the obviously greedy choice to only include 1 of these special lands per Jumpstart pack. They didn't make all of the lands in the pack that land, which is, in my opinion, what they should have done. But they wanted to increase the collectability of these lands. Now, that probably wouldn't have been as big a deal if Jumpstart had had a normal release. But because the world kind of went crazy, Jumpstart had massive production issues, and it became an extremely difficult to find product, which is not a good look for a beginner product. And who knows if we're going to get another wave of Jumpstart ever, if they'll do like another concept with it. But as far as we know, we're not going to see any more Jumpstart. And that made these lands pretty scarce, right? Which I assume what happened was Wizards of the Coast looked at it and went, these lands are really scarce. You can see some of the lands are worth like $10 each on the secondary market. These are $10 basic lands. Why don't we harness this desire that people have for it and create foil variations and send them out? The people will go nuts. But here's the problem. Like I said, first of all, Jumpstart didn't get a widespread release, right? Not a lot of people got it. So when they see it, they're not going to see, wow, these are the super rare Jumpstart lands. They're just going to see a foil basic land. And Wizards of the Coast has made efforts to make foils more readily available. And as a result, foil basic lands are less special than ever, right? Like, the amount of foil lands that you can crack out of booster packs has increased. Now you can get a foil out of 1 out of every 3 packs. If you buy a bundle, in the bundle, they include 20 foil basics. Like, trust me, I've seen a massive uptick in the number of foil basics that are available. They're flooding them out there. And that, I mean, it makes sense. Wizards is making tons of different special editions, different variant lands like the Theros lands and all that. So foil lands, they're not really what the big deal they used to be. So this leads to the problem where if somebody opens a secret lair and doesn't recognize this as a jumpstart foil basic, it feels like a slap in the face because you've thrown what is essentially a worthless common foil you can get anywhere. Like, people will just just have some foil basic mountains. I don't care. Like that kind of a thing, right? So they've created something that is theoretically desirable, but doesn't give you that oomph hit right away, which is what you want. When you're getting to the bonus card, you want it to feel big and impressive, not to have somebody go, oh, it's just a swamp. Why is this even in here? You know what I mean? Sure, a few of them may get captivated by the artwork, but the majority of uninformed players are going to look at it as a massive disappointment. And if they bought a bundle and they open up the fairy one and get a stained glass planeswalker and then those basic lands, the contrast is incredibly disappointing. So on one hand, I understand why Wizards put these lands in here, right? Like, there's some people who are going to be like, whoa, this is absolutely insane, jumpstart foils. But I feel like that's going to be the minority of people opening these. And the majority are just going to be people going, yo, they just put foil basics in here. I mean, that's how I found out about it. Somebody posted in my Discord going, yo, does Wizards they just don't care anymore, do they? Like, they're not even trying. They literally just included foil basic lands in this. And I said, wait a minute, what? Just foil basic lands? So I did a little bit more digging, obviously, because I was like, this can't be what they're doing. And it turns out, yep, that's exactly what they're doing, except it turns out they're also jumpstart lands, right? So that really leads to one interesting question. This right here is the Phyrexian Swamp. This is the unicorn when it comes to jumpstart lands, okay? You'll notice the text is all in Phyrexian. Not only is this text only in Phyrexian, not only is there only one of them available in the Phyrexian pack, right? But the Phyrexian Jumpstart pack was created at mythic rarity, which means you're virtually never going to get them in the first place. So if there are foil Phyrexian swamps kicking around in some of these secret layers, people are going to lose their minds for them. That is going to have significant value. But ultimately, none of that changes the fact that Wizards of the Coast should not have put foil basics as the bonus card. It's a huge mistake. So, top patrons scrolling on by, thanks for coming by. Go check out my Chandelar playthroughs over on Hatcher if you haven't already. We're having a great time over there. And a last reminder, use the code MAY10, M-A-Y, all capitals, 10, all is one word, for 10% off of my merch for the next 4 days. All right, so check it out. Grab yourself something nice, treat yourself right, and I will see you guys very soon.